Got it. All right. Well, welcome to the first Wine and Dine of the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Sean Flaming, if you don't know me, and I'm going to be hosting the Wine and Dine this month. So I'm super excited. We have a great lineup for you. The first one, we actually have Shane is going to be doing a dessert or an appetizer. We have Virginia Hoffman doing the entree, and we have our very own Sheila Matchett making our dessert. So, and for this week, we have chose these two wines. We have the Hudson Sparkling and the Priscilla Rosé, which is also a sparkling, for our wines. And yeah, let me give you just a little information on these two wines. Like I said, they are sparkling. They are made from what is called a Chardonnay or a Pinot Noir grape. I just learned that most sparklings are made from that, the majority of them. And yeah, so that's kind of the basics of what we're going to be drinking tonight, opening up and drinking tonight. And I'll go into a couple little things later. So Rory is on here, and I'm gonna ask Rory to give a toast because I'm not very good at those. So let's start off with the
make Virginia Hoffman a co-host for you.
Got it.
I'm excited about this food lineup. I'm like savoring. This is going to be good. All right, so happy 2022, you guys. We get to do this every day, right? We get to enjoy incredible wines that we know are made right, that don't have crazy additives to them, that are truly made in the right wine fashion. So we know they have great health benefits. They also just taste good. They don't give you headaches because they're not artificial stuff added to it, right? Like, it's got natural occurring sulfites. We know that this is an amazing elixir, the way the gods are meant for us to drink and partake of it. And I got to tell you, after you start drinking this, you're just going to be a happier person, and it helps you calm down for the night. So enjoy with us as we pair some incredible foods with these incredible wines. I know you're featuring the sparklings. I just tonight was like, man, I just feel like a Pinot Noir tonight. And so we're having a more than used Pinot Noir. And this is a cheers to just, guys, we get to knock it out of the park another year. So here's to great starts, great 2022. Cheers to everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. And Sean, Virginia is there. You can co-host.
Already on it. Ooh, that's great. Carry on.
Got it. All right. Well, let's
oh, that's so good.
Is it that good? It's that good.
So good.
All right. So let's start off with I'm trying to find Virginia there. Okay, there you are. Let's start off with Shane. Move to Shane and see what he is cooking up tonight.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year. Oh, I do have a question for you. Alexa, who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? Just had to. Anyways, tonight I'm doing the Little Smokies, Costco again. Gotta love Costco. Somebody's. All right, anyhow, we're using a special sauce though. And if you're with Triple R, ask your instructor about this if you don't know about it, but it's called the Redneck Lipstick. I had to separate mine out because I'm a wimp. Yeah, this is the good stuff here. But if you're stronger than I am, you can also, we got the variety. This is my wife's version. She likes it spicy, right? So, I almost put them together. Anyways, if you have a good sauce like this with Little Smokies, you just use the sauce. If you're using something that you really want to mix up, or if you're brave enough to make your own sauces, you can add in chunks of stuff, peppers, pineapples, depending if you're going sweet, spicy, or whatnot. Tonight, we're just going to enjoy the sauce and enjoy the Little Smokies. The trick with these is slow and easy. So Alexa, set the timer for about 6 hours, and I'll be back in about 6 hours for you, Sean.
As everybody's Alexas on this are all answering to you.
All right, so we will see Shane tomorrow. Good deal. I like it, Shane. I'm excited about those. By the way, Shane lives right down the street from me, so he'll be dropping those off later. Great deal. All right, so let's move on to Virginia. Virginia should be able to unmute and tell us what she's making.
Okay, there we go. Had to find the unmute button.
All right.
Well, this is kind of a last minute deal. So I went with something that's very easy. And this is where's my camera? I can't find it. There we go. This is a cookbook that I got as a wedding gift, and it has 6 ingredients or less. So it's about 30 years old and probably not in publication any longer, but it does have some amazing recipes. If you ever run across it in a used bookstore somewhere, pick it up. Highly recommended. But this is a basic frittata. So it starts out with 6 eggs. And then you just kind of whisk those around. A cup of milk. And I still haven't figured out everything. And then a cup of cheese. And I like the Mexican mix usually. You can use any cheese that you like. And a couple cloves of chopped garlic. And that's, of course, to taste. The basic recipe just has eggs, milk, cheese, and salt and pepper. But this is one of those dishes you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. So salt and pepper to taste. And I like onion in this as well. And I didn't have any fresh, so I have a couple tablespoons of dried chopped onion. Pour it in, mix that all up. And then in a 9-inch deep dish pie plate, I start out with, that's what you might call the crust. And that's just little pieces of chopped ham, diced ham. And I just buy it already diced. And I put that in the bottom of the dish and kind of crumble it up and spread it out among the pie plate. And then, of course, this is subject to taste as well, but I put potato puffs on top of that and just kind of enough to cover the ham. And spread those around and kind of smush them down. And then I pour in, oops. I also put mushrooms, canned mushrooms in at this point. And stir that all up and then pour the egg mixture over the ham and potato puffs. And kind of spread it all out. And then I like to put just pieces of broccoli, and you can use it frozen, partially thawed, leftover broccoli, and just kind of smush it all around in there. And kind of cover it a little bit. And if there are any empty spots, I add cherry tomatoes. So, or little tomatoes. My store didn't have cherry ones this time. They're like a manzanilla tomato. So they're a little long, kind of an oblong shape.
Seems to me the smaller the tomato, the more flavor out of that tomato. Like those little
Yeah.
cherry ones and the heirlooms, they're just great.
Oh yeah, Yeah, so, but yeah, I was surprised they didn't have any cherry this time. Usually they have those, or the grape tomatoes. And you just kind of smush it all around. I guess the key is no empty spot. And then you put that in the oven for about 45 minutes at 300 degrees. And thanks to magic, I'll have one coming out in about 20 minutes.
Awesome. 20 minutes. Wow, that sounds amazing. I'm getting hungry.
I figured it would go really well with the Hudson sparkling, so.
That
Yeah.
will go very
that's-
well.
Yeah, good choice, because that, you definitely want the Brut, has that sort of plays well with those creamy and eggy flavors like that.
Yeah.
Man. All right. So we actually have a treat in for us tonight because we have 2 desserts happening. So the first dessert I'm gonna go with is Sheila, and because she's got a little somebody with her helping her, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. This is Marcus. He just got in. So he's finishing up the marshmallows.
Oh,
Here. So we're making a brownie out of a packet. But it's gonna be more of like a turtle brownie, and we're gonna mix it with or serve it with mint chocolate chip ice cream. And then we have our choices of smothering either with Smucker's caramel syrup or chocolate syrup once we get it all settled. So this one is just a packet. I followed the instructions, but I added an extra egg because I like mine more chewy than cakey. And then, of course, being Southern, we always have to put our little extras in it. So I added a little bit of nutmeg, some pecans, some marshmallows, some extra chocolate chips inside it. So it's going to be more of a truffle brownie than just a brownie. So I got about 15 minutes left on it to cook. So once we get that out, we'll plate it up and put some chocolate chip mint ice cream on it.
all right. So Sheila, when we talked earlier on Skype, we talked about you doing dessert, not the entree. So next time you'll have to pick a dessert. That sounds like an entree to me. Sounds delicious. All right.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I would eat that for my entree. That's for sure. All right. So, and then a little something extra here. So Peter decided he was going to make a dessert, and let us know what you're making. This is going to be awesome.
This is kind of a party trick dessert, and it goes along with the we have the 6-ingredient cookbook for the entree. This is the 1-ingredient dessert. It's a chocolate mousse. The only ingredient is a chocolate bar and some water. But I took a dark chocolate bar. You want 70%, and I mean that's something you usually have sitting around. And 4 ounces of chocolate, 3 ounces of water. I pour that over the chocolate. It's going to melt it. And I just, I mean, you can do it over a double boiler, but this works just fine. And after I get this all melted, I'm going to put an ice bowl under it and just whisk like hell for a few minutes. And it's going to turn into mousse. And that's all there really is to it. And when you want to pair chocolate with a sparkling wine, you want to have something pretty clean. So this has no extra, nothing, just chocolate. So you can see it's pretty much melted at this point. And I will be grabbing I'll grab it right now, the bowl of ice, and get it going.
Is everybody taking notes there? Because that's a good one to make. That's easy. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about easy, but it sounds easy. Water and chocolate, 70%.
Yeah.
Cacao.
Yeah, you want a nice dark chocolate. So I have
Right
a
on.
pint of ice. I'm gonna put it in here. And then I'm just gonna be whisking for a few minutes. And all of a sudden, it's gonna look like nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, it's gonna turn into mousse. And you gotta be careful. If you go too far, it'll get grainy. But the answer to that is you just melt it down again and whisk. And so it's pretty foolproof. It looks
All
like
right.
you're whisking, you think this can't be working. This can't be working. All I'm doing is stirring chocolate. It can't be working. And then all of a sudden, in a few minutes, I'm gonna have mousse.
Mousse.
You melted the chocolate, right?
Yeah, I poured the hot water over the chocolate, and that melted it.
Hmm.
How much hot water to a chocolate bar? What's the ratio?
4 to 3. 4 ounces of chocolate, 3 ounces of water. And you can use other mix. You can use coffee. You can use booze, but if you want extra flavor. But I wanted to keep it very simple and do the one ingredient thing. So
So you can use booze.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
you want to have some water, but you can substitute part of it with some rum or some brandy or something
Ooh.
that has other flavors. You know, whatever. The Moscato would work too.
Oh, ooh, the Moscato. I like
Yeah.
that. That's a great
All
idea.
wheels are turning.
They're turning. They are turning. I'm supposed to be on a diet, by the way. All right. So that's awesome. I'm excited to see all this food. I'm actually super hungry right now. So let's see, where's Shane at? Shane's just hanging out back there because his sausages are going to take another 5 hours and 45 minutes. So I have some education that I kind of looked up about sparkling wine, because sparkling wine and wine in general is pretty amazing to me. That's why I'm passionate about it. I love it. Maybe as much as Peter and Rory. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see.
I think so.
Maybe. But so I went wine tasting this weekend and I heard this word called pet nat. So I wanted a little bit more information on it. I don't know if anybody's heard of that before, but what pet nat is, was actually the first sparkling wine ever produced. This was back in the 16th century. So it is actually, I'm not going to say actually pronounced this way. It's Pétillant Naturel. It's a French word, which actually stands for natural sparkling. Like I said, it was back in the 16th century. It was made according to an ancestral method, which is the oldest way to make sparkling wine. And there's only one process to it, which is pretty cool. It's still hard to make, but only one process. It has to do with the fermenting process. So I'm not going to go all into detail about that, but take a look at it, look it up, pet nat. You can type in pet nat wine and get all the history of it. It's very interesting, a very cool way. And then sparkling wine and champagne came along about the same time. That's in the 17th century. The first champagne was Dom Perignon, and England argues that they had sparkling wine before them. So, there's that French-English fight, who was first type thing. That was back in like around 1658 to 1678, somewhere around there, or 88, something like that. So pretty interesting. Look up the history if you want to know more. Let's go to Shane. Shane, do you got anything to say? Or are you just you're just waiting?
I'm going with the Hudson tonight. But you were going to tell me how to open it, weren't you?
Yeah, I can tell you how to open it.
Okay.
Are you going to open it right there in front of everybody?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, this is exciting. I'm super excited. All right. So we're going to have some fun with this. So there's 3 ways to open a bottle of wine. There might be more, but we're going to go with three ways. The first way is going to be the basic way. You're going to hold your bottle. You're going to set it down. You're not going to hold it up in the air. You're not going to do anything fancy with it. Set it up in the air. You're going to remove this foil here. All right, Shane, are you going to do it or no? Okay, he's not doing it.
First.
He's not doing it. So you're going to remove the foil. Once you've removed the foil, you know what? Screw it. I wasn't going to open this because I'm actually not drinking this tonight, but I'm going to do it anyways. All right. So once you open it, you get this metal, the cork and this metal here. Now, you always want to be safe about it. Eye protection. No, not really. Not really. You don't have to have eye protection, but you can. You want to keep your hand on the cork. All right. Because remember, there's pressure inside here. So then you're going to undo the metal wiring. All right. Still holding your hand on top of the cork. All right. Now, normally people think, oh, and then you just pull the cork out, but that's not how it works. Really what you want to do is you want to hold the cork and you want to turn the bottle. All right. When you turn the bottle, you're going to feel the cork rising. All right. And then once the cork gets to, and I hope this works right because my computer sits right here. There. That's it. And it'll pop and you got the cork here. You don't have a waste of the special stuff inside of here. And yeah, and you still got some bubbles in there. I guess I'm gonna have to drink this now. But awesome.
Well done, Sean.
Yeah. So, and some people say that you can actually do that without it making a noise. I've never been able to do that, so I don't know if that's true or not. The other thing I like is I learned this when I was in the UK, that the cork, before they put it in the bottle, is actually about 3 to 4 sizes bigger than this. Unbelievable. So anyways. All right. Thanks, Shane, for bringing that up. I will tell you about, you what?
What do I do with this? I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah, you definitely have a problem if you're trying to use that.
I know. I got it.
Okay, Shane is showing the second way to open a bottle is the shaking of the bottle. Take all the stuff off and just use your thumb and boom. You know, that's the fun way, of course, but that way you definitely lose a lot of the liquid gold in there.
That's why I want to do it at your house.
Oh yeah, that's right. No. All right, so the third way, this is a fun way also. Peter actually has done this before. I would imagine Rory's probably done this before. Some people have, some people haven't. Some people probably haven't even heard of this, but it is called the opening a bottle with what's called a saber, all right, or sabering a bottle. And that is where you actually use a sword. You can use a knife, and if you YouTube it, you can use a spoon, you can use a shoe, you can use it, like people use all these different things. It's crazy nowadays. But really what you would do is you would hold the bottle up like this, and you take a knife or a sword, right? And you hit the little ridge right here, and it actually pops off and opens the bottle.
Yeah, you don't need to hit it too hard. You just tap it, really.
Yeah.
And the pressure is what opens it. You're not trying to whack it. You just want to just tap it right on that. And that's why something like a knife or a sword with a nice sharp edge works best.
So would you of course you still go, you take off the tin foil on top, you remove the metal. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to try that, you know, maybe YouTube yourself before you do it.
And do it outside.
Yes, do it outside. Absolutely. All right, let's move on here. Virginia, how is your frittata looking?
It's got about 10 minutes left.
It's got about 10 minutes. All right. Luckily, I have a lot to talk about. So, Sheila, how are you doing?
About the same, 10 more minutes.
10 minutes. This is awesome. This is way cool. Peter, I'll ask you, but I can see how you're doing.
Mine is just about done. You can see it's now looking a lot more like mousse and a lot less like melted chocolate.
All right.
I think
okay.
Flip-flop dinner. It's time for dessert first.
Well, yeah, let's do that. No. Okay, so why don't I go into a little bit about our wine club for the new folks here. So we are a wine club, and I personally love this wine club, but there are a couple things about this wine club that are fantastic. So the first thing is you can sign up for the wine club and get your wine delivered straight to your door, which is absolutely awesome. The second thing is you can get your wine for free, which, yes, I did say that. You can get your wine for free. So to get your wine for free, all you need to do is recommend the wine club to somebody else. They sign up and boom, you can get your wine for free for a month. you can actually get your wine for free every month. One customer is wine for free every third month. 2 customers, wine for free every other month, and 3, wine for free every month. The next thing is you can actually do this as a business. So, and that's what I do. I do it as business and I get paid for it too. So this wine club is amazing. You can own a part of the wine club and really take it all in. There's some other stuff. You can actually pick if you want 4 bottles, 6 bottles, or I believe 12 bottles delivered to your door. And there is also a way to actually order cases, of wine, which I actually did last month for Christmas. So, and I got to pick which wines that I wanted, which was absolutely amazing. You know, I don't discriminate. I get wine, I get rosés, I get reds. I'm all about all different types of wines. So I think the only one I got a Donna Walker. I got 2 bottles of that because I haven't had that delivered to me yet. So and it's a good wine, let me tell you. Is there anything else I should bring up, Rory?
Well, I could add to the fun that we get new wines every month, right? And if we like them, we order the custom case because next month is going to be different wines. And, you know, we got new vintages released every month. It's our own brands. These are wines you cannot get anywhere but through our membership. I'll throw that in there for you.
Okay. How about this one? Can I talk about September?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So last September, I got the privilege of flying down to Napa Valley. It was incredible. I would say probably one of the best things I've done in my lifetime, honestly. Like I said, I'm passionate about wine. So I got to actually visit the vineyards where our grapes come from, where our wine comes from. And you can also do that. I am a Grand Cru member with my business. And if you are a Grand Cru member, get with the person that brought you here to explain to you more about that. But if you are a Grand Cru member, you can, in September, this coming September, we call it the Daily Harvest Event 2022. And you can go down there and you can actually be a part of what is happening. We have been told this next event is going to be better than the first event. Hard to believe. I'm not sure if I believe that, but I'll be the judge of it because I will be there. So I'm excited about that. Shane is still. Do we have the dates? Oh yeah, we do have the dates. It's Labor Day weekend. I think we have the dates for next year and the year after and the year after too.
I think so.
Right?
I like this.
Yes. So you can do this just like I do it, and just like Niall does it, Rory does it, Shane does it, Sheila does it. We all do it. So it's awesome. I love it. And yeah. Is there anything else I should say about that?
So what goes on at this event, Sean?
Well, let me tell you. So we did some wine tasting, and actually Peter, this was awesome. Peter can vouch for me because he was the one actually giving the tasting. He did a blind tasting of how many wines? 5?
Yeah, 5.
How many wines did I get right, Peter?
To the round number, no, you got all 5.
All 5 of them right here. Yes, just saying. I was
Blind tasting is an amazing thing. People think one of the first questions you ask them when they're tasting blind is it red or white? And if you can't see it, believe it or not, some people are going to get that one wrong.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I loved it. And a lot of people get it wrong because a lot of people think that whites are dry and reds have a little sweetness to them, but really that's not true. A lot of reds, or most reds, are dry wines.
Yeah,
Kinda-
they have the
kinda crazy.
fruitiness. It's
Most
the
of our
fruit
reds are dry.
taste, Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it is because of the fruit. So people think you mistake the fruit flavor for an actual sweetness, which that's getting into the nitty gritty. But we also got to have a meal at the winery. They set up tables. We did awards. We got to see the sunrise, which was pretty awesome. We got bus rides to and from, so nobody was drinking and driving. We did wine tastings,
Some
lots
people
of
stop
pictures.
Great going on.
We did grape stomping, and I actually got to taste what a Syrah grape tastes like on the vine, and I got to taste what was it a Pinot Noir?
Yep, it's
Which-
called the 777 clone of the Pinot Noir.
Yeah, which is amazing. You can actually get the flavors of the grape that you taste in the wine, which is pretty cool. What else? Anything else, Niall? Am I missing anything?
Now, some people went and got their feet dirty and stomped grapes themselves.
Stomp grapes. I did that. That was fun.
Meet
Different.
the farmer. We got there's so many great things there.
So many great things. So you don't want to miss it. I guess that's like the main point is you don't want to miss something like that. Yeah. So Shane is still standing there.
I'm ready. Let's eat.
Oh, sweet.
It's been 6 hours.
It has? All right. Fast forward. Okay. So what do we have, Shane? Let's see.
So a good way to speed up the 6 hours is you can stab it with forks if you want to take the time, or cut them in half so the sauces get into the insides. So this time I stabbed them with forks so they would go fast.
All right.
And it's always a toothpick. This is a toothpick food or a finger food, but I'll use the toothpick to be nice today. And I did have a question though, Sean. Even doing it slowly and everything, I still got a lot of fizz coming out the top. What did I do wrong?
Well, did you open it after you shook it when I saw you shake it? Because that would definitely be the wrong thing to do.
No, actually, but I had it in the fridge laying on its side for 30 minutes to chill. So just from
No, that
standing
shouldn't
it up
be it.
straight.
No, what you need to do is just be very careful and hold the cork so it doesn't fly out. And if you want to get that soft pop like Sean did, that's
Yeah, mine was much louder, even though I was going very slow.
I like to actually hold it with a towel over it so I get a better grip on the cork. And then you got to gently pull it out. You don't want it to pop.
Yeah.
So that's the
So I
trick.
just went too fast. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it can be a slow thing. Yeah, you want it to be a slow thing. Just let it do it naturally. Let it do it itself. You're not pulling the cork out. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
All right, we're going for the Little Smokies. And I got the Hudson all ready to go. Now that it's sprayed out. And I love this redneck barbecue sauce. It's the best. And again, if you want to know where to get it, ask your instructor. Oh, I just want to go there. Do I have to do the wine too?
You don't have to, but I would.
Yeah, come
I
on.
would.
Like, why would you not?
Yeah. So you mentioned that salty popcorn chips, things like that are all good with sparkling. So that's where the Little Smokies came in. I felt they'd be good salty food.
Yeah. That's an amazing thing, actually. Popcorn, believe it or not, popcorn goes great with champagne or sparkling
Anything
wines.
salty things, popcorn,
Yeah.
caviar, potato chips. Take your pick. They all go good.
So I am noticing the smoky more, but the wine it's just so sparkly. I'm not noticing much of a difference. Probably just me. But I do like this wine a lot. So either way, it's good. That's my honest take on it.
No, that's yeah. I mean, any bubbly wines can be the most versatile wines to have with food. You can do them a lot of other food that just you can't have. Like, for example, earlier we did Thai food, and that's where we did the first half of the bottle. We had, because it works great with the spiciness that where most other wine would just get clobbered. But anything salty is good. Certain kind of sweet foods, we'll talk about that when we get to dessert, work great with it too.
And is there a difference between champagne and sparkling wine, or it's just the region it's made in? And apparently,
pretty
Sean,
much
that
the
first
region
one
it's
was
made in.
named after me.
Yeah, sparkling wine can be made in a number of different styles, different regions. You call Prosecco, Cava, but champagne is officially comes from, well, two places. One is the Champagne region of France, and one is this part of New Mexico that somehow got grandfathered in.
Yeah,
So-
and they're only grandfathered in for a little bit longer because supposedly
Yeah.
what I understand from them is when they use up the rest of their juice or whatever, they will no longer be able to call it that or something. But
right.
yeah.
But yeah, all sparkling wine are basically what's called method champenois, or the way they make sparkling wine. And they're all made by the same basic technique. If you ever go to a winery and see how it's made, it's kind of cool. It's probably the most fun to watch, because what they've got to do is after they bottle it, it starts developing. They put a temporary stopper on it, not the permanent cork. They put like a metal, like a soda bottle cap. And they have it at an angle in these, what's called a riddling rack. And they've got to get all the sediment out of the bottle. So all the sediment collects in the neck, and somebody comes around about 3 times a day and turns the bottle about a quarter turn. That's called the riddling process. They do that until all that's collected. And then they do the final part, which is they call dosage, where they pop that off. They lose a little bit of the wine, and they lose that plug of sediment. They pour in some fresh wine, just fresh white wine, and then put the permanent cork in. And that's where it's finally complete.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Peter.
Sure.
That is another thing I love about this wine club is you come to these wine and dines and boom, your knowledge just goes right up. It's great. All right, Virginia.
Wasn't quite done. It needs about 5 more minutes, I think.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna just look down here and see if I have any more notes to give you. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Sparkling wines. I'll figure it out. Sheila, how are you doing? Well, if she needs 5 minutes, Sheila might need 5 minutes. Nope. Yeah, Sheila. Golly.
And as you can see, the ice cream's starting to melt. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
And it's got caramel on top. I like caramel instead of chocolate, and it's kind of gooey. I like mine gooey instead of cakey. And I talked to Sean today, and we were determining whether the Moscato or the Hudson was going to be the better. And I'm gonna let him, because I'm not a wine drinker, not yet, waiting for Hawaii. And but he's gonna explain why the Hudson sparkling works better with what I made instead of the Moscato.
Yeah. Okay. So what I told her is this is actually a really good way to pick which wine you're going to drink compared to what you're going to eat. So especially for dessert. And you notice how Peter talked about the 70% chocolate, right? Well, here's the thing. You don't want your dessert overpowering your wine. All right. So if your wine is sweet, you don't want your dessert to be sweeter than your wine, right? Because if your dessert is sweeter than your wine, it overpowers the wine. You don't really get the full effect of that wine. Now, if you're just drinking wine to drink wine and get, woo-hoo, then it doesn't matter. But for me, I like to pair my wines. I like to, really get the full effect of the wine. So I want to get all the flavors I can out of that wine. And of course, all the flavors out of the food that I can. So you want your dessert to be less sweet than the wine. So you can get the full, So
Now,
that's why I said that.
There's always different ways to look at pairing, and that's absolutely one. Basically, you don't want to go in the middle. If you go a little bit sweet, and your dessert will make it taste like it's super dry. So you have two choices. Either you go really sweet or you go completely dry. Because if it's already dry, it can't taste less or sweet. So that's the other option. And that's actually the reason I went with the the rosé with this is because it's pretty dry, and because this is a very pure chocolate, unlike Sheila's with the caramel and everything else, this is just chocolate. So, and you got to remember, chocolate is a berry. That's what that the chocolate bean is inside of a berry. It has kind of berry-ish flavors to it, which is why chocolate covered strawberries are so good. It's also why the kind of berry notes that, you know, the classic pairing of champagne and strawberry is there for a reason. And that kind of berry notes in the wine pick up the berry notes in the chocolate beautifully. So you can go a different way. This is not, once I taste that chocolate, this is going to be the driest wine you'll ever have, because it will, just what you said, you go in the middle, you know, it's not going to work for you. Either go super sweet so it goes with the dessert, or you go dry so it contrasts. That's basically the rule of thumb with pairing. You either go with it or go so far against it that you're contrasting.
And Sheila, whenever in doubt, you can put the chocolate and the caramel on top of the brownie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do for my husband, because he likes them both.
See, yeah, my man.
Awesome. All right. So
It is good. He might have to get a different bowl.
You may not get any at this point.
Exactly.
all right. I am super hungry. Let's see.
I want to trade with Sheila. Sheila, can we trade?
Trade with Sheila. Why, you want the entree tonight? Because that's what she made tonight.
I want that dessert. That sounds so good.
Well, looks like Virginia's working on it over there. So I have a couple other things to say here. So this Wine and Dine is every Wednesday. So we like to have fun. You know, last month was Shar. She did an amazing job, and we just like to have fun. We're a family, and the best part about it is I can call really anybody I want. Like Virginia said today, this was kind of a last minute thing she threw together. We had somebody else supposed to cook. They got sick, and boom, Virginia stepped in and pulled it off, which is awesome. I love it. And we look out for each other, and you know, I can call Peter and ask for any wine suggestions, or Rory, or, you know, anybody. I can put it in the Skype group, and I get answers right away, which I love it. I really do. And yeah, Virginia, move back to the camera, and she's unmuted.
Yes. Normally I let this set for a little bit before I cut it, so it's a little gooey and ooey, but I don't know if you can see this or not.
Oh yeah.
But it's and then I usually pair it with some fruit or something. And let's see.
Oh, and the strawberries will really go beautiful. I mean, I just sang about strawberries and champagne. So
Yeah,
nice
and
choice.
there's some blackberries and blueberries in there too. So but let's try the egg. We got some egg and ham and potato here, and cheese, of course.
Get in my belly.
So good, she's speechless.
I know. It's like,
Wow.
just let's try it with one of the tomatoes.
Oh,
That'll be good.
I'm not hot.
You see, we have people willing to name themselves right on camera for us.
Really. Oh, that's really good.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for you.
Yes.
I'm excited for you right now. That is great. Can you hold the glass?
Yeah.
Can you hold the glass up there for a second? Hold your glass up there, Virginia. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't, this was actually what I was going to talk about and I forgot about it. So I'm glad you took a drink of that because, okay. So everybody sees that glass. That's a flute glass, or a sparkling wine or champagne or, like Peter said, any bubbly glass. The difference between this glass and other glasses is those glasses actually come with a defect in them that is supposed to be there. And that's why when you pour the bubbly into the glass and you see like one line of bubbles coming up, that one line of bubbles is doing that because of that defect. And so it's made on purpose. So that is a sparkling wine glass. Now, I also just learned that they've come out with a different type of sparkling wine glass. I don't know how long it's been out for, but probably a while. But it looks like a margarita glass, and maybe it's a new fad. I'm not really sure, but they're drinking out of those too. I don't have one, or I'd show you. But you can find different sparkling glasses out there, and you don't have to pay out the backside to get these glasses. You can go down to your local, Target or whatever, and get a cheap set. You don't need super expensive glasses.
Yeah, and every 20 years, roughly 20 years, people decide to tell you what you thought about the way the glasses going sparkling wine is all wrong, and you've got to change all your glasses again. The one you were talking about that's sort of like a margarita glass, it's called a coupe. And that was done before. And it's a very wide glass that everybody thought it was pretty and elegant. It was that the shape of it was based on Marie Antoinette's breast. So
there you go.
And that the trouble with that is the very wide glass means all the bubbles escape very quickly, and you're drinking flat wine very quickly. The flute, so we came looking for the flute, very narrow, so the bubbles can't escape. The trouble with the flute they've now come up with in the last few years is you don't get anywhere for the aroma to develop. So now the people who tell you what you're supposed to drink with say, just take a normal wine glass and drink it out of that. So you don't need to go out spending money on, the flutes are beautiful and I love them and I really do enjoy drinking from them. And they have that beautiful single line. It's just such an experience, but you don't get the nose of the wine from them. So right here, I'm getting all these, all those berry notes and a little of the sort of toasty qualities that the Chardonnay contributes to it that you would really miss in a flute. So it's like, there's a lot of wrong answers and none of them are right, I guess, but so just go with what you have.
So the right answer is just drink out of the bottle.
Okay. And now, if you're going to drink out of the bottle, don't do it with a bottle you save it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, don't drink. Yeah, don't cut your lip. Right on. Well, my friends, I believe is
here. You didn't actually get to my dessert. Since it's in the cups here, I'm finishing it off with a little sprinkle of sea salt. So I guess I'm up to sort of 3 ingredients.
Oh yeah.
But here it is. From one ingredient, chocolate mousse.
Oh yes.
And it gets the same lightness of a mousse, but that very direct flavor. And boy, is that a terrific pairing. There's both the saltiness, that dark chocolate, the berry notes. This is how you should enjoy this wine. Forget anything else. Just dark chocolate and this wine, and you're happy.
Awesome. I have one question for you, Peter, because I know there's people on here asking this. So when you're tasting and you're pairing, do I take a bite and then take a drink right away and mix the wine and the food all together, or do I, like you? It looked like you took the bite, swallowed the food, and then took the wine and tasted it.
Yeah, I like to first. I get the wine. I want to just taste the wine on its own. Get my nose in there, smell everything, get it, swirl it around, and get it on the tongue. Figure out where, taste how, pay attention to where it goes in your mouth, the mouthfeel, how it moves down, and how long the finish lasts. Then you go and you taste a little of the food. Then you get, there's a, just enough to get the taste. And you'd be awfully messy to try to get them without, I mean, there's still plenty of flavor of food in my mouth, and now I get everything working together. So, yeah, I mean, you don't somehow, don't talk with your mouth full. Don't try to drink with your mouth full either. You're just going to make a mess. But yeah, the flavors don't go away on your tongue the instant the food leaves your mouth. So,
Okay.
you have a lot of time.
Great. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you,
So it's been
Peter.
a fun week. Good start to the month. Good start to the year.
Was great. I'm having a great year already. This is amazing. I'm looking forward to the rest of the month. So
Okay, well,
I think that's it, family. Yeah, thank you, Shane, Virginia, Sheila, and Peter for cooking and making me really hungry. My food is actually sitting right here. I haven't eaten. Yeah.
Thank you for a great job hosting, Sean, and all the nuggets you shared.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll get more nuggets for next week. Don't miss next week because you never know what you'll hear. So, all right.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
Everybody have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. And we will see you all next Wednesday on the
okay.
Wine and Dine.
Bye.
Take care.
God bless.
Bye-bye.